Let's try this one again. All right. It is that time of the day. Welcome everybody to week 2 of Trading for Charity, the second day for the week. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Once again, my name is Patrick France, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and I will be your host throughout all of the Trading for Charity event. This is our live trading room we're doing every Tuesday and Friday at noon Eastern, where we're not only doing some live trading and helping you guys become better traders, learning how to invest and learning how to use charts and tools to make yourself better investors, but also helping to bring attention to Levine Children's Hospital and helping to raise money for the kids at home or the kids at Levine's to make this holiday season brighter for them out there. So welcome everybody. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Before we jump into it here, as always, let's do a little housekeeping. If you guys want to donate to help out with the cause, there are 2 ways you can donate. You can either donate using the link at the very first link in the description of today's stream. That'll donate directly to us. All of that will go towards buying toys, clothing, essentials that the kids need at Levine, and then we'll be donating them and dropping them off in person there. Again this year like we did last year. There's also another way of donating as well. If you don't want to go through the PayPal, I understand. There is also that link there, the second link, where you can donate directly to the Levine Children's Hospital Fund, the general fund, by using that second link, and that'll go directly to them instead of going to us to go for the toys and the gifts and all of that. As you guys can see, right now I do have up the milestones. So the very first milestone was reached on Tuesday this week. So we have the swag bag getting ready to go to Martin. Martin was the lucky winner for that. The next one comes at $1,000. So as you can see right above me, we have our goals. And right now we are about a little over halfway there to our second milestone out of about 13. So we have plenty of milestones to go. About a month left in this event, so it's up to you guys to help the cause and help raise as much money as possible. After we get that $1,000, the next one will be $1,500, which we'll see Glenn singing live. At $2,000, we'll do another course giveaway. At $2,500, we have the mobile premium annual subscription. At $3,000, I'll answer any question that you guys can come up with. At $3,500, you guys get to pick one of the items to be purchased and donated. $4,000, you guys get to pick one food that I'm going to eat live on stream, regardless of what it is, as long as we can find it. I will be willing to do that and see whether it's something that is brand new or whether it's something that, I may end up loving, like bacon, for example. Then at $4,500, we'll give away an intraday annual subscription. At $5,000, I'll have to be clean shaven for the remainder of the year. At $7,500, you guys get to see the education department dress up in Christmas costumes and sing a Christmas carol, and that video will be uploaded directly to our YouTube channel. At $10,000, if you guys make it here this year, Glenn and I will shave our heads live while on stream. And at $15,000, Joey will shave his head as well. So there you go. You guys have your goals set in front of you. Let's see how far you guys can make it. Does this include your... Yep, it does. Can you still drink to that or charity cause? Let's see. I think I missed out on some conversation you guys are having. So once again, welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are all having a good Friday. The market's looking good earlier on. We had some jobs data come out. The markets were rallying sharply off of that. But then you had the Fed president from Boston, I believe, speaking. And that seems to have kind of ruined the mood or soured the mood. So with that, let's go take a look at what I'm talking about here. Pulling it up real fast. There we go. Perfect. All right. So here's what's happened. The Fed member was talking, I think it was at 10:30. You can see the reaction from the markets. Markets are just continuing to move lower, continuing to drop. So therefore, we got to be really careful with what's going on in the market. I would trade for charity, but which I'm sorry, Tater, that stinks, unfortunately, and you should never trust it. Anything from Ohio. Ugh. I'm from West Virginia, and we have to deal with Ohio drivers all the time. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. And Boston's my favorite. No idea. Spuro. All right, so let's go ahead. We see what the market's doing. Markets are steadily dropping right now. Just to give you guys some updates on our portfolio. Let me go ahead, pull that up. Oh, give me a moment. All right, so where is it? There it is. Let me go ahead, pull it over. So the portfolio right now up about 0.5% since about a week ago, a little over a week ago. Only position we still have in the portfolio is ACGL. It was a swing trade. It was a gap up. We're looking for it to get continuation. It hasn't really broken the lows, so we're still holding on to it. If you notice, there's some other trades in here that are missing. We took a VIX trade. We also took a DRV trade. Both of those got stopped out. I've updated you guys on Twitter to let you know that I was changing my stops the other day, and I'm glad we did because those locked in some profits for us. DRV, we took about an 8.5% gain. The VIX trade, UVXY, we took about a 2% gain on that one. Taking a look at ACGL. So ACGL, we have our line to stand at 55.14 roughly. And as you can see, it's trading at 55.67. So therefore, not below that line of sand. So we're going to continue to hold on to it and let it develop, give it some more time here. Hey, Energy, hopefully you're doing well. Glad to see you. Why is it tanking? Because the Fed always has that way of charming the markets. Whenever things are looking good, whenever the markets are starting to move higher, you have the Fed coming in stating that, interest rates are going to be higher for longer. They're going to continue to stay at those levels for longer. And reinforcing what Powell said on Wednesday, where they have a lot more work to do. So that's what we're seeing right now is the effects from that. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and see what we can do. Find some better opportunities here. Look for some trades for the day, see what we can find, and get started with everything here. All right, let me make sure I just pull this up. There we go. Jumping into our favorite possible search here in the VectorVest system, the daily boomers. I'm going to take a look at the general one first and foremost, be a little bit more open, a little bit less restrictive than what we see with some of the other ones. All right, so zooming in. SNTG, great trading opportunities here when it was getting halted. Now starting to come back to life. Volume has really dropped off the map ever since that point. So therefore, probably going to stay away from this one for the time being. How can I find you on Twitter? That is a great question, Arpat. If you look right below me, you have my Twitter handle at PRFrance88. So you can follow me there. Just send me a follow and I will be glad to follow anybody back as well. So, but yeah, anytime I make a trade in the Trading for Charity portfolio or any changes to the Trading for Charity portfolio that is off stream, I will update you guys there and I'll make sure to let everybody know as well, just in case you're following along for it. All right. Max, looking at Max. I like the move, don't like the volume. PRM, just moving sideways right now. MGNX, no, not quite yet. GDXU, not the time for that one. Definitely pulling back right now. Same with a lot of these here. BCAB, I like the setup. I had a big run up earlier, pulling back. You do have this level of resistance, though. Well, it was support, but now it's going to be treated as resistance at 764. If we can see a breakout, some new life coming into it, maybe. But until that point, just going to be keeping an eye on it, watching it, not really trading it, though. Yen, going to be staying away from that. Pod is really flat for the day. Once again, another level of resistance right here around 300. Maybe breaking out above that, we could get an opportunity, but most likely at $300 a share, probably going to be skipping over that one. GFI, great run earlier, now starting to reverse course here. So this is why, if you notice, a lot of these stocks have pretty big moves right out of the gate early in the morning. Finding them in the middle of the afternoon like we're doing here is a little bit more difficult, but doesn't mean it's impossible. We can still do it. We can still find some great trades. Just got to be patient and be a little bit more picky on what we're getting into here today. Also, if you guys are just now tuning in, or if you haven't already, you've been here since the start, make sure, as always, smash that like button, share the video out if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, all of that. It helps us out, continues to grow this amazing community, the VV Nation community. And also, helps bring more attention to our Trading for Charity event, so that way we can raise as much money as possible this year. We're a little bit behind what we were last year, but I think you guys can do it. I got faith in the VV Nation community for this year as well. So it's interesting to see the effects of inflation, though. I will say that. All right, QNST, no real volume on it. Come on, next one. VIR, pulling back right now. XPEV has a steady downtrend, possibly a double bottom. We'll add that to our radar just in case. EXAS, smooth, consistent downtrend. If we can see a breakout, that may be an opportunity as well. NIO, as much as I don't... trading Chinese stock really has me on the fences about that one. MDRX, nice, steady, smooth, consistent uptrend. Volume is a little lacking, but I like the overall move regardless here. So seeing a lot of gold coming into the list here today. Could be interesting for that. What was that last one? PBYI. Whew. Volume is scary on that one here. And then boom. Just not enough liquidity for the day. So we'll take a look at JNUG and Nugget. Those could be possible swing trades. EXAS we'll take a look at. XPV. That's a Chinese stock as well, so I'm a little hesitant to take a stab at that one. AUY could be interesting if we start to see it turn back around. BILI. And then BCAB. All right, so we've got some stocks here to take a look at here today. So BCAB, BILI, XPEV, EXAS. Make sure I didn't miss any of them. PBYI. We'll add that one in here too. There we go. And then looking at some gold and silver here today. NUGT. JNUG. Wait, Humana was AUY. There we go. Put those on some end of day charts. Zooming out a little bit. So Nugget, been on a steady decline. You do have this support floor. It looks like it's trying to hold at 21 here. Got to be patient. But I do like the overall look. Price has been steadily moving lower. MACD steadily moving higher, setting us up for a bullish divergence, suggesting that upside potential may outweigh downside risk, but we need to see the breakout from this downtrend before we jump on board with that. JNUG basically giving the same look. AUY, big run earlier, now pulling back though. Let's go take a look at some of our day trade candidates here. BCA, still just struggling to find that support resistance zone, trying to get back above it there. EXAS, so I like this one. I do want to see a breakout from this downtrend though. Let me go ahead, put that on. Until we see the breakout, going to be sitting on the sidelines here. BILI. Level resistance right at, what is that, 1115? Right up against it right now. Volume staying fairly consistent for the most part, though. So that's definitely a nice change of pace here today. XPEV, same situation. You've been in a steady decline off of those highs. Are we looking for a breakout, though, soon? Need to see volume confirming that. And then BYPI, the volume is the issue, though. Just go ahead. Let's take a look at the market. Market may be trying to find a new bottom and trying to reverse course, pivoting on a higher low possibly. Let's see if it can take out that previous high there, right at 52.88. Ooh, BILI. Possibly trying to run. Let's get a trade ticket ready just in case. All right, keep my eye on it. I'm watching volume here. Is it? I mean, I didn't check to see if it is. But if it's a trading opportunity, we can get in now for the day. I don't think China's going to change their policy why we're trading it. Hopefully not. That's the big if, though. Let's see. Can it hold? You broke through here. Did get some follow through. Volume starting to increase. I'm waiting for this minute. This is going to be the deciding minute here. I'm willing to give up a few cents for confirmation. This is really the breakaway from that level of resistance, but let's see if it can actually hold it. Watching this next minute. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to trade it regardless. I'm going to put in an order. Let's see if it gets filled. If it doesn't, move on. But I'm going to use a limit order. I'll wait till it gets filled, then we'll talk about it. If it blasts off from here, I'll just cancel that order. That's fine with me. I do have to do one thing real quick, though. Manage the trading system. Turn that off. There we go. Perfect. After a long decline, IMPUY is moving again again this week. I wonder why. We can take a look at IMPUY in a second. All right, so I have an order in. I would need to make sure it shows up. Come on. Says I have an order out there, but where is it? So the pullback that it's having off of that high has been relatively light. Volume also really light here as well. I don't think I'm going to get filled on that order, though. I don't think it pulled back enough. Let's see. Yeah, it never pulled back enough. So go ahead and do this. Turn that on so I can see my order at least. Cancel that. All right. I'm not going to go chasing that stock right now. Interest rate supposedly to slow down when interest rate hits 4.5. I don't, not from what they were saying. If you tuned in, or what they were saying on Wednesday is, they have a lot more room to go, and they even gave out the option that they could be raising rates another full, or they could raise them even a full percentage point. Or they could do a half point raise. So they've really kind of given mixed signals. And as always, if you ever, we talk about it all the time. Markets do not like the unknown. They don't like a lot of uncertainty. And that's basically what the Fed threw in on Wednesday was uncertainty, saying we don't really know if we're going to raise rates even faster or if we're going to start slowing down. We're definitely not considering pivoting though. So there goes that whole theory out the window. So yeah, that's what the Fed basically gave us, was more uncertainty in the markets. So just got to be patient, wait for some good opportunities. And right now is not the time to be loading up for long-term trades. I think we could all agree upon that. All right, let's go see. There we go. So we took out that high, started running again. ACGL still holding in there. Oh yeah, IMPUY. Let's go take a look. Also, once again, if you guys want to donate to help out raise money for Levine Children's Hospital, don't forget, you can use !tips, and that will give you the links. You can donate directly to us, which will go towards the goods and toys and all of that we got, that we go and get in person and deliver them directly to Levine. Or you can use the link down in the description, the second link, and donate directly to Levine, their general fund, through our fundraiser page as well. So either way, whichever one you can do, both of them go towards a great cause and helping, kids that are going through a rough time, having, severe or sick or illnesses. So yeah, it's definitely a good cause. Hopefully we can reach our goals by the end of the session here, or by the end of our event, but we still got a long ways to go. All right, IMPUY. You do see a steady uptrend starting to form, but volume is really, really light for what we're seeing here. You can tell it has light volume just by looking at the chart as well. Seeing big gaps up and gaps down tells us this is having a lot of liquidity issues, and therefore you need to be extremely cautious if you're considering getting into it. That's what I see with IMPUY. All right, BCA failed to break through that level of resistance. Starting to pull back a little bit now. EXAS still has not broken that trend line. Got right up to it and never was able to run. BILI continuing to take off. XPEV. Now, even though this is a Chinese stock, you know what? I'm going to accept that here today because I don't think they're going to be coming in and changing the laws and rules why we're live today. So I'm taking a risk, but I think if there's some chart patterns that we can take advantage of, we can make some money off of it. XPEV, excuse me. You've been in a steady decline after that big run up, pulled back. You finally broke through, came back to retest that trend line. Now starting to bounce off. We need to see it move higher, getting follow through here. This could be a decent opportunity, at least on an intraday basis. So let's go ahead, set up a trade ticket just in case. And if this doesn't take off this minute, then we'll simply go and look for some new candidates here to refresh the list. Well, as long as it's not by the next hour or two, Roger, we should be okay, hopefully. All right, so looking at the volume. Volume did have a spike here, even though it's small. It's higher relative than what it's been trading at. Looking at the candle. Candle doesn't look good. So this would have to be a pretty big up movement on this minute right now. If it's not, we'll simply cut it, or we'll simply close out the trade ticket, move on. And the volume just doesn't look like it's going to cut it here. Yep, so get out of that. PBYI, just no real trading volume right now. All right, let's take a look at the trading for charity one, increasing our volume criteria a little bit, making it a little bit more restrictive here. STNG, we were watching that one, still hasn't really gone anywhere after that initial craziness we saw earlier this morning. GFI, so gold and silver. Let's go ahead, put our trend line here. There we go. Wait for a breakout on that one. But for the time being, though, you have higher lows being formed and lower highs. So it is consolidating currently. KPTI, where's that resistance level at? 1520 roughly, we would need to see it above. And right now, not there. Overall volume on Friday is usually low, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's the thing is, unfortunately, due to scheduling and all that, there's not many other days because Mondays, I've got the 6 o'clock video that goes out right here on our YouTube channel. Tuesdays, I have Jockey Club, and also we have Trading for Charity now. Wednesdays, Glenn and I do afternoon market action. Thursdays, I have our mobile coaching streams. And then, so the only day left that I have available is Fridays. So Energy, I'm doing it for you guys. You guys can see some live trading, hopefully. But yeah, I agree. Fridays, usually volume isn't the greatest, but hey, got to figure out a day to get it in, right? Hey, no problem, Maria. Appreciate that. All right, so KPTI at that level of resistance. Can it break, and can we see some new volume coming in? CWEB moving in the wrong direction for right now. Also, volume is a little iffy. Square is an interesting one we haven't seen come up lately. You had a big run up. You had the pullback, but it did form a higher low here. So let's go ahead, put our trend lines on. Let's see if we can. So that is our lower end support. New entry would come in at around 60, 70 roughly. So SQ we'll keep an eye on. KPTI, just don't like the volume on that one, to be honest. And GFI will add to the list. Yeah. Oh, I didn't take it as a complaint. I hope you didn't think I took it as a complaint. No, I completely agree. And that's the thing is, it does make it more difficult, but at the same time, you know, if we can make money on Fridays or doing it on Tuesdays and Fridays, you can make money any day of the week. GFI, there we go. All right, EXAS. Now starting to finally move again. Retesting that downtrend. Hit it once. Hit a higher low. Hit it twice. Let's see if we can get a breakout on that one. BILI. Nice little run, but now starting to pull back a little bit. All right, let's go back. Keep looking. There's always got to be an opportunity out there somewhere. Just got to find it. PRM could be interesting. Just going through them quickly. All right, let's see. PRM. A lot of consolidation here. All right, with PRM. Oh. You're basically knocking on that door of that downtrend. You get a break above that, off to the races. So we have a few different stocks setting up. We just got to be patient and see which one's going to come to that list or come to the top first. Man, I like BILI. I like the look. Didn't get filled, unfortunately, but I like the look, though. And it has that volume that we're after. Oh, hey, Glenn. Glenn's in the background. Welcome, Glenn. Hopefully you're having a good vacay right now. Everybody say hi to Glenn. There we go. All right, so Yamana, you had a big run, but all of that run came from pre-market. Since pre-market, or since the beginning of the market open, it hasn't done diddly here today. Looking at them, yeah. A lot of them, you have the signs of a potential run, but you just don't have the breakout quite yet. So with all these gold and silver stocks, they're all pretty much exhibiting the same kind of pattern. So here, you have this downtrend line. To get confirmation of this bullish divergence, which is the MACD steadily moving higher, price steadily moving lower, you need to see a breakout from this downtrend line here. EXAS possibly getting ready to break out. PRM possibly getting ready to break out. Let's see, can it do it though? Energy and crypto are on the move today. When is energy not on the move today? I swear, everything that's been in this market, the only reason the markets are up the last or this last little bump that we've noticed is because of energy. Without energy stocks, we would not be here right now. All right, come on, PRM. Let's see a move. Just drop Humana for UNH. Not bad. UNH came up yesterday during our trading for, our afternoon. Man, I've got way too many streams that we do here. For what's it called? The mobile coaching stream. There we go. All right, PRM. It was looking like it was going to, but then it stalled out. EXAS. This is why you wait for confirmation. You wait for a breakout. If you try to front run it, breaking down to the downside now. Now, this could be interesting. Let's pull this over. EXAS, if it's breaking to the downside, maybe we could take it as a short trade. But let's be patient. Come on, EXAS. Let's see. We're going to get it. Looks like it was trying to climb back. Preview the order. All right, one moment. Let me just go ahead and get out of here so stop popping up. Stalling out. It's not really getting that follow through to the downside. Gonna have to be patient on that one. PRM still right up against that trend line. What's the market doing right now? Let's go see. Market slowly recovering a little bit of the losses that we've seen so far. Not much, though. All right, let's zoom in. Pierced it, came right tumbling back down. Makes it hard to trade when nothing wants to break out. Pal said he was just kidding. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? All right, GFI. Right at that downtrend, or right at that trend line. We're going to break it, though. Adjust that one accordingly. Hit right to it. Stalling out. Just in case. As soon as I do this, we'll probably see it start to reverse. But just in case. Maria, it's sad that when I read that last part, I just heard the song in my head, the Cha Cha Slide song in my head. All right, come on, come on. Let's get an opportunity here. It wants to break out. Something wants to break out today, and you know what? We are going to be there for it if it does. Come on, come on. Come on. Go, go. Now being walked back down. Getting out of that. BCAB maybe trying to come back. We got to be patient. You did see a little bit of an increase in volume right here at the bottom. What is that? A bullish engulfing? 737. Where do we get to the low? Not a bullish engulfing because that little tail on that wick there. And it's interesting. We saw the increase in volume coming in off of that low, but no follow through afterwards. All right, let's go back here. See if we get anything new. So most of the stocks that we're seeing run, we already have in our list. DDL, whew, this one is a scary one to say the least. Going back through it. GFI maybe trying to run it, or maybe trying to finally break out. Same as BCI, but stalling out right at that resistance level. So all the ones that we're noticing trying to run, we have in this list already. GFI. All right, so you have the potential breakout. Let's see if we get follow through on this minute. Man, the volume is the one thing just not giving any conviction behind this move. Come on, come on. Can we find something with conviction here today? So yeah, Lou, we did that on Tuesday. And I mean, there's definitely some opportunities, but I don't know. I prefer having the 1 minute charts. For some reason, it doesn't really, I'm just so used to seeing 1 minute charts that 5 minute, I feel like I'm missing out on so much more that it could be telling me based on, price action here. GFI failed to break. So you got above it, didn't get followed through. Now back down, back in the channel. Alrighty. All of these just stalling out here. You know what? GFI looks like one of the best candidates we've seen. Because if you notice, came back down, retested that trend line. Decent volume, picking it up off of those lows. Let's see. Yeah, and that's breaking it. Yep. That's going to do it for it. Oh, man, we got some friends in here. Let me go ahead and get rid of them. Hey, and Jay coming in with the $25 donation. Appreciate that, Jay. Thank you very much for that. The kids will greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much, Jay. That brings us a little bit closer to our goals. So there we go. Happy holidays, Jay. All right. So let me move this up. Blocking what I can see. There we go. Come on. VV Nation, show Jay some love. First donation of the day. Thank you very much, Jay. Appreciate that. Just going through them. I don't know. That's up to Glenn. But if you do it, if we reach that goal before Glenn gets back, then yeah, I'll let you guys pick which song Glenn gets to sing. How about that? But you got to get it before Glenn gets back. So there you go. All right. Let's see. So, bullish trades, not looking so great. Let's take a look at some of the bearish trades. Twillo could be interesting. Big gap down here. As long as it stays below that point. So, Maria, if you don't have PayPal, that's fine. If you use the second link, it doesn't show up on the stream, but if you use the second link in the description, you can donate directly to the Levine Children's Hospital Fund, the general fund. So if you want to donate, don't have PayPal, that's fine. There's also that second option, everybody out there, that you can, use that second link to donate directly to them. We've set up a fundraiser page, so that way they have an official link, and yeah, that will work as well. That's totally fine. Whew. Seeing some huge sell-offs on these. Hey, TDS, I actually just switched my services over to TDS because they finally brought fiber to the area. TDS. Sad thing is, on a short day, a down day, this one has better volume than some of the long trades we were looking at. Now, could see a reversion or at least try to come back a little bit. But we have a lot of resistance to get through. We have a major level at 1216, a slightly weaker level right around 1240 or so, and then another level at 1254. Boyle is on the move intraday. We can take a look at Boyle in a second. Just going through a lot of decent short trades. GitLab, been on a steady decline. But if we take a look, you have this uptrend forming ever since the lows here. And it's retesting that trend line right now as we speak. So that could be an interesting one to keep an eye on. So GTLB, let's go ahead and put that in the list. All right. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. GFI, still just no conviction behind any sort of a breakout. PRM, maybe setting up finally. Let's see. That high price was at 901. Right now it's trading at 9. You got the breakout. No real follow through. Just sideways right afterwards. And with volume so minuscule from minute to minute here, could make this trade quite tricky. But I mean, from a setup standpoint, this is looking great. You know, you have this run up earlier on, pulled back throughout the rest of the morning, and now potentially starting to break. This could lead to a nice, interesting trade, but we need to see a little bit more conviction behind this move. Let's go see Boyle. Yeah, so that's the thing is I noticed yesterday the markets gap down pretty big yesterday, and VIX really wasn't moving too much. And VIX really wasn't moving pre-market that much anyways, which is why I went ahead and changed our stops to that 4% or 5% trailing on that one, JM. And glad I did, because we would have stopped out with a loss had I not. So, you know, seeing the way the markets were yesterday morning is why I ended up changing the stop losses on it. GTLB, still trendline retesting. PRM, 1 minute, broke down right back below that trend line there. Wait, wrong one. Whoops. Seeing if some of these big movers are finally starting to turn around here. NIO, man, talk about a level of resistance right here. Has not been able to break, what is that? 1556 at all. Now, on a positive note though, You had the big sell-off. And it's starting to run back. So this could be an inverse head and shoulders. This would be your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. This would be your neckline or your shoulder line right here at 1156. This roughly right around 1142 would be your shoulder line. So NIO could get interesting pretty quickly here. Fried some bacon with no shirt on. Roger, you need to post pics or it didn't happen. All right, so let's go ahead, take a look, put it in here. See what we want to get rid of. BCAB we can get rid of. EXAS we can get rid of. Okay, NIO. All right, so NIO came back down, hit that neckline right here, bouncing off. Got to see it break that neckline though at 1156. Come on. Obviously, NIO, bigger name, has plenty of volume. Man, and you know what else? I will say this. It does make it a little bit harder not using the derby tool. I never thought I would really need it or I never realized how much I relied on it until doing this. I've caught myself countless times already in the last week or two where I've wanted to jump into the derby to check the top derby strategies, but I'm not doing that because then that would basically make this the jockey club, and we are not doing that. Awesome. Thank you very much, Maria. Appreciate that. Maybe Joey or somebody can give us an update. They can check the page and give us an update. Let us know. And then, as always, though, anytime anybody donates here for the Trading for Charity event, VV Nation, you got to show them some love. So, Maria, thank you very much. Show her some love for that one. Appreciate that, Maria. SJT is bouncing off the trend line nicely on the end of day chart. We'll wait and we'll take a look at SJT in a second. And starting to see some new life coming in a little bit. But is the candle going to confirm, or what is the candle going to show this volume is doing here? Mark, are you just trying to hit all my my code words or the flashy words that I'll get attracted to? I'll look at SJT in a second. Excuse me. All right, let's see. I like the fact that it's trying to run up to that resistance level, but can it break? There we go. Hey, thank you very much, Maria. There you go. Got confirmation of that. So appreciate that, everybody. Thank you very much. Come on. And now, seeing that candle loses all faith that we're going to see it break. Notice that same pattern happen here. Going back here. Didn't quite happen then. But here, never got past it, rolled over. That is not something you want to see. Now I see why we're not really seeing a whole lot coming into the markets. Markets still relatively flat here. Okay. So for Mark, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Pull it up. SJT. Ooh. Not starting off great on an end of day or on an intraday. But yeah, you could definitely say it's consolidating. Let's use our extended lines. Off of that low here. And you know what? I'm actually going to bring this even tighter to the most recent time frames. Yeah, SJT definitely consolidating, but hit right up against the upper part of that wedge. Failed to do so. Now pulling back right as you hit that downtrend line. So wait for the breakout on that one. I just want to find one that's going gangbusters today. Those are my favorite kind of trades. And I just got to find one. I know there's got to be one out there. And we'll find it. LABD is moving up most likely. We go take a look at the homepage. Let's go see what the major indices are doing. So right now, VectorVest Composite up about 0.2%. Dow is basically flat. S&P is now in the red. Nasdaq's in the red. The Russell also in the red. Looking at the advanced declines, 53% of stocks. See, folks, this is what I talk about every single Thursday when we're doing our mobile coaching stream, and I talk about looking at the advanced declines. This is what I'm talking about. You guys see the current conditions of the market. You guys see the trades. There's not a whole lot really moving except for the downside. And this is why. Look at the advanced declines. 53% of stocks moving higher, 37% of stocks moving lower. That just doesn't really set up the good conditions, giving us a strong bias one way or the other. And we're seeing that firsthand right now. Let's see what else we got here today. Socks long. So socks short may be interesting. AMD. Now that is consolidation on an intraday basis. Val could be interesting. Val, you have a steady decline off of those highs. Possibly getting ready to break out. Emerging markets. Hey, Energy coming in with the $10 dono. Appreciate that, Energy. Thank you very much, everybody. Show Energy some love. So SQ, we were looking at that earlier, that longer term trend line. Broke down below that point. A lot of these stocks having some serious consolidation here today. Get rid of that. Let's go put Valve in. All right, so you had the breakout. Are we going to get confirmation of it, though? That's what we're looking for. Bigger up move. Let's see. Should be getting filled. Yeah, definitely should be getting filled on this one. Yeah, we had BILI on our radar. Put in an order, didn't get filled though on it, and it ran up afterwards. All right, so VILI. Or VALE, excuse me. VALE. Got into it. If it closes back down below this point, came back down to retest this trend line, that's fine. Now, let's be patient. Actually, I need to adjust this a little bit. There we go. Retest and bounce. We're looking for a bounce here. We had some stronger volume breaking us out. Let's see if we can get it. Not a day trade candidate today, but OSBC has been climbing strongly for a couple weeks now. We can take a look at that here in a second. But we got into VALE. Let's see if we can make it happen with this one. This is about the first one we found that was able to sustain a breakout and seeing some decent volume on it. So let's see if we can get this one going, rocking and rolling here today. Come on, Val. It's testing that trend line. And of course, as soon as it starts looking like it's going to break out, it starts coming right back down. Got the finger on the trigger just in case. Down about 1/4%. Still up on the day, but down about 1/4% if this doesn't start improving here. Come on, Val. You're looking like a good area in the market. Now you're starting to show weakness, of course. All right, so close below. Forget XOM is down. Will do, Drew. Hey, good to see you here today. All right, come on. Let's see it. What are you going to do, Val? You going to move higher? So, interesting thing with Val. If it stays above this trend line right now, I'll close out of the trade ticket so we can look at it a little bit more in depth with some technicals here. There we go. But is it sustainable? That's what we got to see. Strong volume on this minute. Little bit of that volume created that little bit of a top there at the very end. But overall, strong bullish volume on that one. So I'm going to take the closing or the sell order ticket off for now. One of the things that I'm seeing here, not only do we have this downtrend line that got broken, retested, and now bouncing off, but looking at it from support resistance level, 1441, hit it once, twice. This is now the third time. If it can break above that, not only do you have a breakout from the downtrend, you also have a breakout here of this resistance. So you have a pretty strong sign being, or a pretty strong pattern being formed if it can close above 1441 on this minute. Right now, we're slightly in the green on this trade. So, hey, there's that. But let's see if we can really, I want to be more in the green than we are right now. Stalling out right at that resistance. But once again, strong volume, still closing the upper 50% of the range. Which means buying pressure still is outweighing any selling pressure right now. There we go. There we go. That's what we want to see. Let's go, Val. Finish the week off strong. You can do it. Now, if we can break past this, 1441, where's our next level of support resistance? Possibly right here around 442. We can see we came up, actually hit that level of resistance at that point. So you're going to have some consolidation or you're going to have some headwinds between this range here. But if we can get past that, then we're looking back up towards the tops around 1450 roughly. So that would be a decent little run if we can get that. Hey, Maria, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great week as well. Have a great weekend. Now looking at it though, saw the taller wick on that one. Come on, come on. Looking at volume, volume is relatively weak on that minute, so really doesn't give any, or doesn't give a lot of confirmation to that. A lot more buying pressure throughout this period here than selling pressure. Take that off. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Val. You've been about the only bright spot we've seen here so far. Break through that 442. There we go. Getting some movement. 1450 would be about that next level of consolidation that we should expect to see it start to get a little bit of headwind or start to see it take a pause. Still got 25 seconds on this minute. Let's see if it can go. Break on through. It is trying. But with the overall conditions of the market, just briefly, real quick, these market conditions don't help us too much, though. That is for certain. Where were we? There we are. Once again, very, very low volume on this down minute, pushing us right back down to that level of support resistance at 1441. NIO was up 15% in options. Are cheap, made monies. Hey, there you go. Well done, Marie. Hopefully you're doing well today. Yeah. Trading the options on it, especially if it's a liquid option, you can make some decent money pretty quickly. We're not doing any options trading here, but we are helping bring awareness to Levine Children's Hospital. For anybody not familiar with it, Levine is one of the leading children's hospitals in the Southeast for cancers, those sorts of things, rare illnesses. And that's why, we wanted to do something local, being in the Charlotte area now for, I guess, 12 years now coming up. Wanted to give back to the community. And as a dad, as a father of 2 kids, it means a lot to look after kids. I know we've been fortunate enough to never have to use Levine, but, if we ever had to, I would feel good that they're at Levine Children's Hospital. So that's why, it's special to me as a dad, trying to help them out this time of year. All right, 1441. Come on. It's definitely consolidating through this little support resistance zone right now. Just a little bit of a push and this thing's off to the races. What's the price for the Jockey Club? I don't have that information readily available. I don't remember it off the top of my head. If you give our support a call, though, they could answer any of those types of questions about pricing, different versions of VectorVest, all of that. Our support would be the best team to ask. Man, oh man. It is just really, 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 really sideways, to say the best. Or to say the least. Now it's back down to the 1440. So it's bouncing around between 1440 and 1443. Now, that minute, though, Stronger selling pressure. But right now, no follow through on that. Granted, we still got 10 seconds left of this minute. A lot can change in that time frame. Then got follow through that next minute. Oh, come on, Val. Let's see something happen. Back up right to that level. I mean, it is in the tightest channel we've seen all day today so far. But volume's starting to increase on this last minute. Strong volume telling us we need to pay close attention to how this candle finishes. So strong buying coming in off those lows. Is this going to be finally when we see a breakout? Let's be patient. We have the engine running just like that song. That's right. Man, it would be nice if we could play music. Unfortunately, I do not want to get DCA'd, so I'm gonna stay away from that one. But it would be nice if we could have some music playing in the background while we're doing this too. $442. Come on, do I hear 1443? 1443. Let's go. There we go. 1443. Do I hear 1444? 1444 coming now. Anytime now. Nope. Wrong way. Other way. Seeing that volume, still the best volume we've seen over the last 5-10 minutes or so. But not enough to push us above 1443 so far. There we go. Trying to. I know. That's what I was going for, energy. Just a lot of indecision. A lot of indecision on this one right now. And this is how you know you have your lines for support and resistance. If you draw manually, this is how you know you have them drawn properly, is when you see stuff like this happen, because that tells you this is a main area of influence that we're watching right now. You know what? Sometimes, if you guys have seen it before, if you guys are from the Jockey Club, you know, sometimes we have to be patient. Sometimes we got to sit, wait for the trade to really develop. You know, it's simple as It's as simple as that sometimes. You just got to be patient and give it that time and not, give up on it, especially if it hasn't really gone anywhere. You're seeing a lot of new volume coming in, especially after the slowdown here in volume throughout the last from about 11:45 or about noon until about 1. Volume definitely lightened up. But ever since a few minutes after 1, we are starting to see the volume starting to pick back up. See if we can see the increase in price from that volume coming into it as well. There you go. Yep. Now, next giveaway is at 1,000. You can see the counter right above me as well. We are just a little bit above halfway there. So we still got a long ways to go. Roger, I'd love to see somebody fat finger an extra couple of zeros behind a buy order on VALE and then after their lunch. Right back down to 1441. All right. Now, do we take our 1441, take a few cent gain? Brad saying, do you have a stop? Yeah. I got my stop at 14, or my line to stand right here. I don't have like a percentage if you're looking for that, or like a trailing stop set up. I just have my line to stand for right now. But every time it's closed below it, it reverses back higher right afterwards. So haven't really had to use it yet. And the fact that we have this uptrend forming. Hold on, I'm going to cancel out of the ticket for right now, just for a moment. I can get it back up quickly if I need to. But let's go ahead, get that set up properly. You have this trend over the last, what is that, almost 30 minutes or so that hasn't been broken. Kissed it right there. Let's see if we get follow through. Real quick. VectorVest composite. Man, talk about a tough trading conditions. Coming right back down to that trend line. Let's see. Bounced off of it, but is it going to get any follow through? If not, I'm considering just taking the trade off. Because now we're starting to see it getting into the third digit. And that is typically signs that the market maker or a market maker is making the market and not actual interest in the stocks. So on that, let's go ahead, send my order through. because at this stage, you have now closed below that trend line. So this uptrend is now dissipating and starting to reverse, heading into a downtrend. So I put in a sell order. I'm waiting for it to go through. And look at that volume too. The volume pushing it down is basically non-existent. So there's an interest pushing it up, but because of how quickly that volume's dried up a little bit over the last couple of minutes, any little bit of selling pressure has driven it down below that trend, breaking the trend that we were looking for, that we were paying attention to. Also, it kind of goes to show this 1441 level has not been able to be, or been broken. So therefore, you know, it's a pretty strong level of resistance that it can't seem to get through. All right, so we should have been stopped out at that point. Let me go ahead and see. I put in my stop limit at 1441. We hit that point, so I should have been stopped out right at that high there on that minute. Just waiting for the order to show up on my end. Come on. Why? Where are you, order? So there we go. All right, so we flipped that for a penny. Rather take a small win than let it end up turning into a loss, folks. Isn't that the truth? All right, so on that, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all for tuning in. We've still got a long ways to go before we get closer to some of the funner, more interactive milestones, but still got a few weeks left, so hopefully we can see VV Nation hit those goals there. On that note, thank you all once again for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Today's conditions just have not been the greatest. Looking at the overall market this morning we saw a great volatility period that we could have taken advantage of. But since we started at noon, literally right here, this is what we've dealt with trying to trade in it now. Made a slight gain, so call it a win. Also, we have the overall portfolios in the green. Glad we adjusted our stops, took our profits when we did. It's all about money management, especially in this market with all this volatility that we've experienced. Money management is by far one of the most important things you need to be doing to keep yourself on the right side of things. And that's hopefully what you guys are seeing. You know, we're talking about different ways of managing your portfolio, talking about how to use charts to manage your portfolio, stops to manage your portfolio. So hopefully you guys are taking notes and learning a few things during these streams. Make sure to tell all your friends, tell all your family. Everybody should go be talking about it over the weekend. Invite at least one friend so that way they can come hang out, become hopefully part of the VV Nation community. Also, if you want to stay up to date on any trades that I'm doing outside of our streams for Trading for Charity, make sure to follow me once again at my Twitter handle right below me, PRFrance88. So I look forward to seeing you guys there as well. So on that, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there and make sure to be back on Tuesday for our third week of Trading for Charity. So until then, be safe, take care, and toodles.